What up, y'all? Back again. Today I want to go over the 10 signs or 10 things that will happen when the narcissist can't control you. Okay, so the first one will be that the narcissist will pull you back in by hoovering you. That's the first thing that they will typically try to do, is try to pull you back into the relationship. And if they can do that, a lot of times the empath will be sucked back in, and if they get sucked back in, typically what is the history of this sort of stuff is you're going to get the abuse gets worse, and it gets worse because you kind of, like when you broke up with them or whatever, you separated from them, disengaged from them, you kind of gave them a narcissist injury, so you have to be punished for that. And so they got to reinforce their control over you as well. And they will do this by love bombing you again. If they have to, they will try to contact you by unknown numbers or anything if they're blocked, or buy you gifts and things. So that would be number one. Number two is they'll start a smear campaign. So they'll start a smear campaign because they tried the hoovering and that didn't work. So now the next step for them is they're kind of concerned about their facade. Like, they built this false self on being charismatic and charming and pleasant to be around. And so this is like it's deceptive. They're deceptive mask that they wear, and people actually believe it. So because you were involved with them, they don't want you to say anything in regards to them being the abuser. So they're gonna smear campaign you, and they're gonna preemptively do this so that it basically discredits you, it isolates you, and it silences you, because you're the true victim, and so, but they make you out to be the abuser, and they'll spread gossip, and what it will do, it will cause you to basically, you'll isolate yourself because there's nothing else that you could do. If you try to engage in it, it just makes things worse. It looks like that you're trying to retaliate, and it just makes things worse. The best thing that you could do is kind of just let it play out and be silent, because typically it just looks like you're trying to get revenge, trying to smear them. They already preemptively did it, so there's really nothing you can do. Next is they'll attempt to gaslight you. So I mean, that's where they will they'll chip away at your self-worth. They'll use all these little gestures, these little words and gestures and things, and they'll chip away at your whole personality to bring you down, to make you doubt yourself. You'll lose the ability to make good decisions, because you'll start to doubt yourself so much over time. And so it gives the narcissist the upper hand on you, and then just your personality, your perspectives on things, and your memories. They'll try to gaslight you on all those things, because you've been conditioned at this point, and you've been conditioned by being around the narcissist and them making you doubt yourself on a daily basis, slowly over time, that it chips away at your whole persona, and makes you doubt everything around you over time. I mean, they will even move things in your house, like your keys or your wallet or something, and say that they didn't do it. And then that's a form of gaslighting as well, or making you seem like you can't even like you got dementia or something. No, like you can't make good decisions. It's like, what the hell, man? Because it's like they're playing with you mind games all the time just to keep the upper hand. It's ridiculous. Number 4, they'll they'll try to play the victim. So they'll act like, you know, they're the casualty and you're the one that's the abusive one. You're the one that abused them. You're the one that lied to them in the relationship. You're the one that cheated on them in the relationship. I mean, which, you know, didn't happen. But this is what they'll do. They'll start and, you know, they'll, you know, rewrite, you know, history, so to speak. And then people will, you know, never believe you. And they'll say that you have anger issues or, you know, just different things, whatever they can to devalue you and make it as though they are the victim in the situation when you are really the victim. It's ridiculous. Next is going to be, they'll do a narcissistic rage. They'll narcissistically rage on you. And they'll do this to reinforce power and control, because this is something that they do. And if it works, this is the thing about narcissistic rage, is if it works on you, then they're going to continually do it because they know it works. But see, this is the thing, when you understand that the narcissist has got a big bite and no bark, like once you understand and you can rationalize, well, you can rationalize by all of this flip-flopped material that we have to get involved in because they're so crazy. But when you can rationalize how that they actually are, their facade, it's just a facade, you know, outside of a smear campaign, you know, like this kind of stuff typically is not worth, well, maybe in the woman with the woman victim with the male narcissist may be different, because if they're going to get physically abusive, but with the man, with the woman narcissist, a lot of times you can be put in fear even as the man victim. But once you understand this stuff and you kind of get tired of it, you kind of just be like, whatever, man, that stuff's not going to affect you anymore. And when it doesn't affect you anymore, you gain a lot of power back. And it's harder for a woman, I mean, I will say that, because I think a male narcissist, I mean, the male narcissist is worse in, you know, the attributes where like they have power over you physically, and that's scary, and they can be much more threatening. And a woman, they're going to be much more psychological, spiritual, and they're going to be doing a lot of triangulation, and they're going to be doing a lot of like jealousy, if they can put jealousy on you, because that's what they do. I mean, they try to, if you're never jealous, but the narcissist will try to initiate it on you. In fact, that's the next one, is triangulation. They may, you know, in a love partner relationship is typically where you'd see this, but this could happen in the family or the friends as well. But it's just to, you know, keep their ex involved and get them, you know, involved in, you know, making you jealous, or, you know, causing situations by getting two people, you know, involved in a situation and them sitting back and watching it, you know, watching it come into fruition while I sit back and just, you know, they control everything from afar. It's crazy. Next is they're gonna be like the silent treatment, and like some of the trauma bond tactics, you know, they do that, you know, the hot and cold and all that. They this is, you know, but the silent treatment and everything is more passively aggressive, where they don't deal with things, and you'll injure them, because anything can injure a narcissist. Just having a conversation about how they did something wrong, you know what I mean? And so then they you know, they can't handle it, and they'll walk away, and they'll cut you off. And, you know, it's kind of like it's like the silent tantrum, you know, like what a toddler would do. And then they'll just leave until, you know, time goes by sometimes, and then the trauma bond will kick in. And so then it will cause you to be hungry for them, thirsty, whatever, because you're addicted to them, unbeknownst to you, from the hot and the cold. So typically you would kind of, you know, then, like I said, we say is time is something that makes you generally think of just the good things and forget the bad things, and then it may draw you back to the narcissist like that over time. next is like number 8, they'll bait you to get a reaction. So, you know, they'll do things that will, like, maybe that they know that they can push buttons, or, you know, poke the bear, so to speak. They may poke at you or say things that they know would trigger you into reactive abuse. And then, you know, they can do it in front of their friends and stuff. And, you know, with the smear campaign or the triangulation and things, and the different things that they have done already, that they've already laid out, then they can get you amongst their friends or something, and bait you to have a reaction when you're reactively abusing, they're reactively abusing you, and unbeknownst to you. And then, you know, their friends will see the action of you getting upset, and then, you know, you look like you have anger issues, or you look like you are, you know, the abuser, but really they've just been baiting you to death. And, you know, I guess, like, you know, we all need to grow in the area of responding and not reacting. A lot of us grew up taught by our narcissistic hierarchy to be reactive, so they could use us for fuel and for supply for them, and to be groomed for them. So we have to, you know, grow in that area. But this is talking about, you know, before you awake, and even after, because that's something that takes some work. You know, it's good if you can look at it like they're playing a game. You know, when you do that, you can kind of detach from, you know, a lot of the feelings, and know that they're just trying to play a game, and the game is to get you to react, you know. And then you can kind of take your feelings and emotions out of it, and just look at it for what it is, you know, that they're stupid. Next is going to be they find another love partner. So when they can't control you, they'll get another love partner, and they'll just they'll, you know, use triangulation through that. They will, you know, post on social media and things like that, and they'll be just with smiles and having a grand time and doing all these great things, or doing things that you wanted them to do with you wanted you guys to do together. Well, now they're doing them all with them. And so they'll do that when they can't control you. And these are all, so they like to control the whole world around them, and any way they can control you and all their supply. So, I mean, they basically, you know, they do all of those things. And I'll tell you right now, man, there's no love in them. So you can't be a lover of an individual and do all these manipulative things. So, those are the 10 things that they will do typically when you don't let them control you anymore. So just know that those are the 10 things that are going to come at you, and just beware. You know, just the best thing you could do is respond, not react. Don't give them any emotions. Be happy, and try to put an end to the rumination, and to get on with your life, and, you know, clearing up, you know, your past, and moving on to a brighter and better future. Follow the sun. Follow the sun, baby. If you're in the darkness, follow the sun. Make good decisions every day, and you will have a better future. Thank you for watching. Give me a like, a thumbs up, and a subscription. I love y'all. Peace out. Stand tall. Soldier up. We out. Psh.